we got a busy Tuesday going on here. Tuesdays is normally the morning when we do have guests. This week is a shortened week because, of course, yesterday was a holiday. But we have another set of guests coming in right now on the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, live on Creme Radio XTV Belize. I'm Osad hosting. We have the Belize Diabetes Association with us this morning, and here with us is Talon Tillit as well as Clyde Lewis, who are representing the Belize Diabetes Association. I'm with him, a good friend to come, and he tell me I'm a good friend to come, but look like he dodged me.
Yeah, she's currently out of the country, Miss Sharon Fraser, and she'll
Yes.
be back in a few weeks. So.
You're BLO upon me, you're BLO upon me, you're BLO upon me. All right. It's great having the Belize Diabetes Association. What's going on? What's the important that you need our people to know?
Well, me and Mr. Lewis is here today to talk about diabetes in general and the role that the Belize Diabetes Association plays in combating one of the most prevalent non-communicable diseases that we have in the country. Next month is the 14th of November is going to be celebrated as World Diabetes Day, and we're trying to build awareness of to the public of what's going on with diabetes in the country, and more importantly, if you happen to suffer from this disease, how you can get some support by being a part of the Diabetes Association.
All right. We know the last time we had the Diabetes Association on, there was one of the things that we discussed is they had this 10,000 step challenge that they were doing. Is that still on? And if not, how did that go?
Mr. Lewis?
It go well, but the challenge already finished.
Okay.
So we're doing diabetes walk probably, and we have a diabetes ride.
All right. You guys are fairly young persons. Like, are you guys? How do you become involved with the Diabetes Association? Are you a sufferer of diabetes? Or?
Yes, I'm a type 1 diabetic.
Type 1 meaning?
Meaning I have to take insulin.
You born with that?
Born with it,
okay.
and I have to take insulin.
All right. Are you a diabetic, Tal?
I've been a diabetic since I was 18 years old.
Okay.
I am now 45, so I've been living close to 25, 26 years.
So whole management, do you take insulin?
I have to take insulin every day. I have to watch my diet.
All right.
I have lost toes to this disease.
Really?
Yes. It is a lot of Belizeans. That's one of the things that we want to communicate. A lot of Belizeans find out that they have diabetes, and people say, "Oh yeah, I got sugar," and they take it lightly. But it is a debilitating disease that is quietly taking parts of your health. It affects your eyes, it affects your kidneys, it affects your heart. And we want people to know that do not take this disease lightly, because it will have consequences to ignoring it. And there are numbers that you should run as a diabetic that would be considered normal blood sugar. So having diabetes means that you have elevated blood sugars in your body. That blood sugar is supposed to be somewhere between 110 to maybe 130, 40, that's where it is. You will hear Belizeans say, "Yeah, my sugar I'm at 300 this morning," and they take that lightly, but that disease is there taking your life slowly, quietly.
No, you did mention like our attitudes that we have towards it. It's a significant challenge. People say, "Well, my granny and grandpa had sugar, and Fidema had sugar." Like sugar that we almost have a view that sugar that part of life. You're standing just a good chance you and get sugar. We are really hear about sugar all the life that Belize, and that is part of it. Is that a challenge to make people understand that they can? This is one of those medical conditions that we can, by making the right choices and the right changes, that we can essentially avoid.
I love the way that you put it, Mr. Hyde. Our grandparents had diabetes, but they existed in a world where there was less processed food. So people used to eat things that were not messed with. People used to eat less sugars. They eat meat directly from the farm. They ate bread that was not processed and produced. So yes, they had diabetes, but they lived longer with it. Now today we live in a world where there's an ideal around the corner. There are sugary drinks. There is a soft drink. You are constantly bombarded by advertisements for this and that, and all these things are affecting your body negatively. So you'll find out that your grandparents had diabetes 70s, 80s, 90s, and they're living with it. Now what we're seeing today is younger and younger persons, and as Mr. Lewis mentioned earlier, the type 1 diabetic. So what we're seeing is more people being born with this disease, having this disease at a younger age, and it is being affected by the type of diet and the type of food that they are consuming.
Mr. Lewis, you want to add anything to that? Or what do you observe?
Alright, what I observe is basically, like the same thing he said, is depends on the culture. Belizean culture, what we love to eat, mayonnaise of food. We will have a big bowl of rice and beans. You still have your salad and you hardly have any vegetables. You have maybe a glass of orange juice and a cup of water. That plate right there, that tell you that you're eating too much carbs. You need to slow down. The more carbs you eat, the more your sugar will get elevated. So I would tell you to just eat, like, you say, like, have more vegetables instead of have a lot of starch on your food.
When I know that you guys would have from time to time public outreach and you would do some testing. What does it look like? Do you find more people than expected find out, just like had no idea that they had high sugar or diabetic or pre-diabetes, or what kind of truth do you find out when you do these kind of outreach?
Alright, in outreach, basically we find like you have like within like 5 people, you have like 3 of them with elevated sugar.
Out of every 5?
Out of every 5 to 10.
What does that mean? That elevated sugar?
Elevated is over 130.
Alright, and sometimes it's just because they might have just recently ate something, right?
Could be after that. But after 2 hours, the sugar should go down.
Should go down.
Yeah.
And so you end up with people who thought that they were fine, because I guess, tell me about it, the whole sense of people who might not be experiencing severe symptoms to a point where they are concerned, you know, and not knowing that they're walking around with the problem.
There is the idea that this disease creeps up on you and it doesn't show up in an instant. And so your body is adjusting to elevated sugars and you become unaware that you are sick. You are sick, but your body is mitigating. And so it reaches a point where your blood sugar is supposed to be between, let's say, 120, 130, but now you're running 200, you're running 300, and your body is trying to adjust to this. So you find out that you're subconsciously or unconsciously drinking more water. You find out that you're thirstier, you have dry mouth, you are urinating more, but your body is trying to adjust, constantly trying to adjust, and then there's a point where the body says, okay, this is too much. And that's how now you become dizzy, you start feeling really bad, and you end up, let's say, at your local clinic or hospital, and a test is done, and everybody knows, most people would know that you test for diabetes by doing a finger stick, and you put a blood sample on a small strip, and you find out that your sugar is at 400 or 500. Now what is in Belize, guys, hereditary, right? Your granny, your grandpa have it. There is a huge chance that you will have it. We are consuming more processed foods. Like Mr. Lewis mentioned earlier, the Belizean diet, our whole pile of rice and beans, some meat in our corner, and we'll leave it a coleslaw. And one of the myths that I try to dispel as a person living with diabetes is get rid of the rice and the bread. Not tell me who will eat bread or what kind of rice do I have?
Brown rice.
Brown rice. No, rice the rice, bread the bread. What?
So you know it then?
I try to limit the intake of these.
No?
Yes,
because you're honest about it.
Ultimately, guys, and I Belizean Creole, man, I want my rice and
fried
beans. Yes.
Johnny cake.
But all these things inside the
powder
body,
bun.
Yep, they break down into sugar. And so one of the most damaging food that you can eat is rice and bread. And no matter if it's brown, white, not tell me that the rice healthy, not tell me that the bread healthy. These things break down into sugar inside your body. Again, what do we cook with? Coconut oil. These oils also break down into sugar. So as a diabetic, limit the intake of the carbs, try to grill the food instead of fry it.
How the rum, and the whiskey, and the beer.
All liquor is sugar based during their production. There is some studies that says, and maybe I shouldn't say this, that whiskey helps to bring it down, but Belizean rum.
You want to make a bunch of people just feel.
Belizean rum is sugar based. Our rums taste nice and sweet because of the sugar cane they eat in there. And then we have it chasers, we use Sprite, we use orange juice. Orange juice again is a killer. And somebody would say the sugars from fruits are good for you. No, it has been proven that the sugars in fruits are one of the things that will spike your blood sugar. I don't know what is Mr. Lewis's experience, but that's mine.
My experience with the food and spiking. Alright, as a type 1, we found out that most of the fruits, you have some fruit that is sweeter than some. For example, banana. Banana have a high glycemic index. So for a diabetic, if you eat one banana, your sugar will spike straight up to 200 or more. Depends on where the sugar is.
Okay.
So you have a limit on those sweet stuff.
Now, tell us about the association, because obviously Belize has staggering numbers when it comes to diabetes. We know that it's one of the top medical challenges of the country. And the Diabetes Association has the challenge of doing a lot, outreach, doing education. So tell us about the functioning of the association and the things that it does on a regular basis outside of when it's celebrating a month or a week diabetes awareness.
Diabetes affects your lifestyle, and so it is hard to say what the association does without saying what are the effects. So an extended life with diabetes, eventually for persons that are managing this blood sugar as best they can lead to blindness and definitely loss of limbs. And when somebody is sick in a household, it's not only that person that is sick. The effects of that illness affects everyone inside that household. And so that whole family technically is sick because you got to take care of this person. That's the culture that we live in. And so the association exists to help persons with diabetes become educated. We provide medication and advice on how to control your blood sugar. And even if you reach a point where your diabetes is discovered and it is late in it, and you have lost a limb or something, we try to provide information and maybe footwear. But Mr. Lewis, who works inside the office, can get more into the details, no?
Yes. All right. At the association, basically what we do, we try to spread more awareness on how to control your sugar and stuff. We have a form that you fill out to become a member. It's an annual fee you fill out. We have meetings, we have other doctor come in and told us more on how to manage your diabetes and such. And we try to make everyone feel safe and encouragement with this condition.
Where is the office?
The office is located on the corner of Mahogany and Central American Boulevard.
Okay. What's the telephone number?
The telephone number is 203-3333 or 670-9239.
Do you recommend, if somebody has just recently found out that they have diabetes, you kind of just link with the association and partner with the association?
Yes, you partner with the association, you get more knowledge of how to control your diabetes and how to management.
Okay. And so tell me about the walk, Talon, that's coming up.
We're having a ride out diabetes.
It's a ride, not a walk.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
This year it is scheduled to leave from Boyle Boom Cutoff at 6 a.m. in the morning, and it is a family concept. We want everybody to ride a bike. Yes, we're asking the professional riders, but we're asking if you have a family man and you want to call ride, you don't have to ride all the way. A bus will be provided that will be leaving from the IT vet compound. The ride is scheduled to be, I believe, on November 9th. The 14th is celebrated as World Diabetes Day. So we want everybody to come out and ride to Belize City. Part of being a diabetic is staying active, right? That helps you to burn the sugar inside your body. And so we're trying to promote the lifestyle. And so bring out the kid, bring out your wife, bring out your husband, granny, grandpa, anybody could ride a bike. If you only could only half mile, 1 mile, the bus will be there, so you could ride where you could ride, and then you can get in the bus. And like I said, it's part of our effort to build awareness and to build a community, because once upon a time there was a stigma attached to having diabetes, that people didn't want others to know that I have diabetes because you'll be looked down upon. We want you to know that there is a community that supports you, of like-minded persons that are suffering from the same affliction, and that together we can beat this and grow together.
All right. And again, a big part of fighting the numbers and fighting just how prevalent this condition is just education.
Definitely.
Like, just important to make people have a consciousness of how they can protect themselves. Obviously, yourself and Mr. Lewis here, you guys are managing the condition. You already have it, and I guess that's the thing with diabetes. Once you have it, you have it.
Right.
And it's a lifetime of trying to just mitigate the impact, because it impacts all part. You've not even mentioned things like your kidneys, even cardiovascular problems, you would say your sexual potency, that one head to toe nemesis.
And it even has mental effects. A lot of people who have elevated blood sugar will find out that their mood changes. As we just said, I believe they might act ignorant when your blood sugar is up. And so there's mental effects that affects the entire family. Or someone loses a limb and they were the provider for that home, and they're no longer able to provide. If you had somebody that was very independent minded, living independently, and now you have to depend on somebody to take you up a step, all these things affect your mind. You understand me? And so we want to keep our community of diabetics strong. We want you to know that not because you have this disease, it is the end of your life. You understand me? And the association has people at different stages of their lives. We have kids who are born with this. We have young people who are in high school that are afflicted with diabetes. We want to make sure that they're okay, and to take care of everyone, right?
All right. Well, again, for people who want to get more information, there is a number they can call. I think there's a Facebook page as well.
Yes.
Belize Diabetes Association.
And there's also a website they can go on.
And a website.
The website is diabetes.org. So it's Belize, is info at BelizeDiabetes.org.
Okay, great. And again, for people out there who want to know more, you need to try to link. And for people who are fighting this condition, there's nothing like getting more knowledge. It's not an enemy you want to take on by yourself. And that's why it's such a great thing to have the Belize Diabetes Association. It's one of those conditions where being able to access support is critical. Families go through great adversity trying to deal with all the different ways and all the complications that come from dealing with diabetes. We know that it's a prevalent thing here in Belize. People are out there right now, Talon and Lyndon, who are walking around with high sugar and have no idea, no clue, and they're living at a bliss until diabetes say hold ya.
Yep.
Don't wait until then.
Don't wait. Come see us. Register with us. Become a member. There's a lot of benefits. You'll get medication support. You'll get counseling. We offer a once monthly education session at the IT vet live in person, and we also do it online. We bring in different doctors that are related to diabetes issues to give you an update on how you can better take care of yourself.
All right. Well, I want to thank you both for joining us this morning and sharing information. And I guess when we get closer to the ride, you guys can come back.
Definitely.
Just to kind of fill in all the different logistics and make people know how they cope. Because I imagine that this is a kind of fundraising effort as well.
It's fundraising / awareness, yes.
All right, great. Well, thank you both for coming, and we're going to see you nearer to the ride. The ride is going to be on
the 9th of November.
On the 9th of November. All right. Put it on your calendar. Save the date. The Belize Diabetes Association. Give thanks, respect for coming by.